Hello, and welcome back to DevCast Ops. It's been a while since the Monday streams, but we're back. We had December off, and we have a load of problems to come back to, which we're hopefully going to fix. My name is Barnaby, and I am joined this evening by James.
Hello. Sorry, I'm just getting the stream up. I am paying attention. Yes, I'm all good. Ready to fix all the problems we've been ignoring for a month and a half. Yeah, should be good.
Yeah. I guess a little bit behind the scenes, for those of you that haven't been there, we've been building a platform and we've run game servers on it at the moment and other things. We're looking to expand it and make it a little bit more robust. At the end of last year, we started having issues with some of our, I think our console CA deleted itself was one of the things, and a few other things were struggling due to resource utilization as we haven't spread our resources particularly well. The other side of it is we have, I guess, we haven't really split up things or rebuilt our servers at all. We have our real pet
servers we've been putting things on top of constantly, and now we've been surprised that it falls over.
Yeah, haven't patched it. So I think this year we're gonna shoot the pet and move to kind of a cattle approach. And the first step of that is we need to essentially build an image of what is on our main sort of server control plane so we can spin that up quickly. So if we need to patch, we can just kind of remove the main server and then redeploy another one. Except there's a little bit of downtime, but hopefully it'll hook into kind of volumes that are left behind so we don't lose state. But the kind of important stuff on the server is reimaged.
And then if you're doing this production, you would have multiple servers, so you wouldn't have any downtime. We just are cheap. And even we could probably go spin up another one when the other one's stable, spin down the old one. Like there are ways we could do this with zero downtime.
Yeah, we could scale up beforehand.
Yeah, we don't care that much. Only we use the servers, and if we're rebuilding them, we're not playing games on them.
That's fair. Let me share your screen and we can kick off into the code base.
Yes, it has been a while since we've touched some of this stuff. So this is our Packer repo. It should just be a case of adding what we want here and making sure we've set the Ansible provision up correctly. This is how we do our Nomad clients, which, while hasn't been updated since March, our clients still work and they still connect to our server and our servers are running. So we're obviously doing something correctly. So we just need to hook this in to our actual servers.
Yeah, I guess it might be a good time to bump some versions while we're at it, as it's been a little while. And one of the things we want to do is get better with the patching. So I think some of our Vault versions and Nomad versions and probably our console versions.
I mean, we're still on 22. I think 25 is the latest. I'm not brave enough of jumping to 20 from 20 to 20. Well, you should jump to 24 because that's the next stable. The next LTS, sorry, long-term support. I think locally I've run this code on 24 and it's fine. But what we may want to do is get an image working on 22, just because that's the image we've been using. And then when the Packer code works, we can then mess with doing that leap, unless we want to just make the leap now.
I don't think there'll be that many issues. And a lot of the stuff we do isn't that OS specific. We don't really mess at a low level that much.
Yeah, that's true.
All of the programs we run are just binary executable. So as long as we can pull them and execute and they can read their config files, they generally run okay. We're not really doing anything with Nomad that needs like landlock or something like that.
So to run exec 2, you need a server that supports landlock, which is a containerization. I don't know if that's the correct word. It's a
process isolation or something like that.
Yeah, it's an isolation system. Exec 2 is cool if we can get exec 2 to work. sweet. Let's just try and get a platform up, I think, is would be my priority. So do we want to, how do we want to do this? So obviously, cost-wise, buckets cost money on GCP. But we obviously are, I think we'll talk about having our compute and our secrets and networking split. So we have Nomad server and Vault and console.
Yeah.
Do we want to have a Vault image and then on top of that a console image, and then separately Nomad, and then we have Nomad client as well, so we have 4 images, which means if we want to split Nomad and Vault and console up, it's a little bit simpler. Or do we just want to have a kind of an infrastructure bucket and then a Nomad server, Nomad client?
I guess there's the point of when you're going to scaling and looking at building things for the future, having those layers is great. If you're bigger and scaling, you would have dedicated servers for that. Splitting them now, you're like, oh, we can maybe do that later. But I think if it gets to the point where we're moving the platform to the point where we can have dedicated servers for each service, would probably need to rework how the images work in a way in any case.
I mean, we'll be more thinking about 3 servers, a 3-server system running all the things first than...
Yeah, I think we want to get to HAs. I think just having a sort of control plane and a compute bucket is probably good for us at the moment. If you were doing this at a larger scale, you would split these services so you don't have your kind of single point of failure. But yeah, I think steps for us to grow this would be expand it, as you said, to 3 nodes, probably to 5 nodes with everything on striped across those 5 nodes in the control plane. And only after that would potentially look at splitting out the services into their own ones. Would be kind of my growth mindset for that kind of thing.
Going to 5 even before splitting them.
But I guess if you go to 5, you can lose 2 from that quorum and things still function. If you split them, the way they're interlinked, if one of the services goes down, a lot of the platform isn't usable in any case. Like if console networking stuff crashes, breaks,
we lose our networking.
And once you've lost networking, you've lost everything essentially.
That is true. Okay, control plane. Then I'm going to have... I assume there's a way within builds to have loops, but it's only 3 things.
Yeah. Oh, I did it once. It was, I can't remember why. You use dynamic blocks or something like that. I'll see if I can find what it is for you.
Vault's not going to need Vault, is it?
No.
Though we may have to rework console because console won't be up. Console's going to have to... This is all going to have to... And we're probably going to need post image Ansible, like Bootstrap Ansible. I suppose that is mostly Terraform.
We can... I think it'd be nice to get that as much as possible into an init script. It's an interesting thing.
Init.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing where the init script was actually just calling Ansible playbooks.
That's cool.
Which you can pull dynamically. So
it feels very similar to what Puppet is trying to sell you. Now, granted, I've also had a client, I think we're maybe both in that client, where they had Cloud Init, start Puppet, run Puppet, wait for Puppet to be finished, turn off Puppet, which feels not what it's designed to do.
No, there's an interesting thought though with if your Cloud Init pulls Ansible to run that kind of first boot step, you don't need to rebuild your image to update that, because it can just pull. You can set it to just pull main.
Yeah.
Arguably, that's a risky game, because if you're running the end goal of this, you run this in some kind of auto scaling group. Someone makes a change to main that breaks it, your cluster goes through some regular patching to pull a new base image or a new secret or something.
I would definitely rather compile all that into an image and push that up than pull on one, because the benefit of rebuilding a new image, push it up, that fails, being able to roll back to a working image is quite nice. I didn't realize we're not using no, we are using requirements, but yet there's a role. Oh, okay. There's a role here we don't use.
That's something that that's something I started using or been messing around with recently at a client, is meta dependencies in Ansible, which are quite neat. So if you have a role that needs another one, if you add it in the meta and the dependencies, it will call that role from the collection automatically and run it without any prompts. So you can just add the defaults to that, or the vars to the block that's calling it for it, and you don't need to call it explicitly if you know that that is needed by another role. So I think the use case we had was like, we have a Vault base role, but then we have Vault agent and Vault server, and they both have meta dependency on Vault base.
Yeah.
So
that's nice. Imagine it's a little bit neater than what we've done, where we kind of go, call the base, like this bit. This could just be ostensibly Vault client.
Yeah, client would have a dependency on base.
Client. Or you even just have like Nomad client has dependency on Vault install, client being set up. Like you can kind of, okay, maybe something we messed before, because it'd make these playbooks a lot less complicated. If you just go, well, to have Nomad running, you need the rest of it.
Just meta all the way down. Yeah, you could do. It has. I think it has to be within the same collection.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I haven't messed with it too deeply.
Okay, this one just needs Vault and console. Doesn't need Nomad.
Are we not going to run the Nomad server on it?
I thought the plan was to have console and Vault on one, and then Nomad solely on another.
Yes, that was, yeah.
But I mean, this isn't hard to change in the future if we change our mind.
Yeah, I think we wanted. And then the idea is that we can spin up more compute for Nomad, and when time arises.
Yeah.
To be honest, the process that we have for spinning up additional nodes at the moment works reasonably well.
I'm quite proud of that little Go thing that I slung together. It's better than the I made it in Bash to begin with, and that was a bit janky. Oops. Forgot to download the Ansible playbooks one that will tell me what's going on.
That's one of the repos that's been a little bit abused. I think there's a test script in there which has just got almost every single play in them, but half of them are commented out as we've just been going through debugging.
We definitely need to. Well, I mean, this is moving away from this repo. This repo then just becomes pure test repo. Yeah. They granted, my home network, I have bait off this one. Why can it was off gear? Perfect. I mean, I have it. Totally.
Yeah, we don't really have good or CI/CD at all for this, really. We build images and then use Terraform to deploy outside of that. We don't really test in it. It would be good at some point to get like linters in place just to enforce some code quality. although it would take us a day or two to fix.
I think that's why we stopped using linters, because we tried it once. It was going to be far too much work to fix, so we decided not to.
Although you could probably give a linter to an AI agent these days, and then just let that lint your code base for you.
No. Yes, I think. Well, I mean, there are some linters that auto fix.
Yeah.
I turned off Cloudflare and it started working. So this is what we've currently got. We're ostensibly copying Vault server. Yeah, we kind of just need disks. We're not even bootstrapping it.
No, we just need what will install it. And it's probably about half. I don't know what's our config from Vault server. We don't necessarily need all the config. Although, because ours is a single node at the moment, it doesn't. I don't think we care about quoruming in the same way. We're not looking for nodes with tags or anything like that. We just bootstrap that node.
Well, it will. We need to make sure we don't start it, because it's going to be given it drive. I don't know.
We should. I can't remember if I did it to this one. I did it to another repo at some point, but there's a simple way to fix that. If you just go to I think all of our restarts are handler based or starts are handler based. Just add a flag to the handler or conditional to the handler, which is when not pack a build, essentially.
Yeah. We need to do with certs.
Search should be post. There'll be init script.
Yep. Yeah, just the things that may not work for this currently are certs and maybe some of the config stuff. We're doing Vault server. Don't need to Vault install. Oh no, Vault server does the install, isn't it?
Vault
create groups, install Vault, wipe Vault data, create Vault directory, add Vault config. Then there's some CA stuff. So, I mean, we probably don't need to. Yeah, this is probably fine.
We don't. Do we want the CA? I guess we can have the CA stuff baked in.
Well, this is the console.
It's the CA we use to author our console certs that we rotate with a bash script that runs a cron job, which works well for us. Please do not run this in production. You should have your CA offline.
I'm just thinking, do we want to rethink all this?
Should we just, I think, what's an install and the role that's install?
Install, I think it just loads Vault. Literally just adds the binary.
Cool. Yeah, I think it probably would be good to split this into stuff, into what is just needed for a server, and then have a separate one.
We've already got we've already got this split.
Yeah, we can set up the meta dependencies. We even have meta in our block.
I'm gonna remove the let's encrypt groups because that's just gonna be confusing. For this.
Yeah, dependencies.
So in here, just go like that.
I believe so. It might need the full path, but we can run that for now.
Just remove the variables. I'm just going to make sure I've not.
I don't think Ansible cares if you have defined variables that aren't used.
I know, I'm just cleaning up. And then create Vault directory, add config, and then as you rotate scripts you want to split out.
Yeah, I want to, certs should be somewhere else. We may still call them in the image build, as they are a useful thing to have.
Shows what certs for TCA? Utilities?
I think yeah, certificate management.
It's hyphen?
Normally hyphen, I think. Or do you want to call it CA? Because yes, this was to rotate and manage CA. Yeah.
I'll call it CA management.
CA, yeah.
Task. Oh, it's no place. Tasks / main. Oh wait, what's my spelling? Task / main .yaml.
I think I've moved to creating all of these using little curly braces and bash, so I can just create all the files at once.
I mean, I only need that one. Oh, I didn't. There we go. And then I just need template.
It's template and defaults.
Don't know what the file's called.
Why don't you just create the directory and then move the files?
I'm an idiot and clicked file instead of directory. Okay. Server. .ca.
What is it copying?
I click on button.
Doesn't seem to like you dragging and dropping much.
The Linux isn't as good as nice as it could be on some things, but it's fine. I'm getting there.
I think I think it's the CLI is just slowly encroaching more. I do less and less with clicking things and more just direct terminal.
Can definitely see why people don't really end up touching. Oh my god! One thing about VS Code is if you click Control C at any point, even if you've not selected anything, it'll forget what you were copying before. And the amount of times I do that.
So one nice thing I enjoy about Windows is the paste clipboard, although it has got me into trouble before by sharing things on screen shares where I've gone to paste something out of the clipboard and had sensitive credentials further down.
Definitely got to think before you open your clipboard if you start using that.
Yeah.
Okay. That should now be correct.
Cool. Do you want to add that flag to the handler?
Yes. Let me just add CA management to the
image. Yeah.
image. So I should have done simpler word. I mean, and then for the handlers,
just put a when at the on the block.
Base level
indentation one to the left, yeah, and then just put not and then packer_build.
That's going to be
default to false.
Default to false. So we've got to set that in
defaults.
Defaults. I'm a good day with clicking at the moment.
Have you got a new mouse over the break?
No, it's just a Chromebook. Oh,
default to false.
And then in here, that?
Yeah. So now it won't trigger it and we don't get our node ID. Oh, Wally's in chat.
No, hello, Wally.
To say hello.
So this will work, maybe? Question mark?
We can give it a go.
Only way to find out.
I wonder if he's got any tips for how to improve.
I mean, this was his code at the start.
There's something. There's a code base someone gave to me, and they said, "Oh, this should run." And after I had a little while of trying to get it to run, and then decided that I'm just gonna rip everything out that doesn't work. And then there's something quite, I guess it's some kind of almost catharsis, or it's in the process of just tearing apart a code base, keeping a few things that you need. And I think I pushed a PR to finally get it working and merged it, and it was minus 400 lines of code.
Perfect. Let me just find the pipeline, which will hopefully run fine, unless for whatever reason it wants to run on one of our servers.
I can't remember where I think we just used GitHub's runners.
This looks like it's just using GitHub's runners. Oh no, label self-hosted.
That's not gonna. Oh, we maybe still have the Git. Say we maybe have a GitHub agent up. I don't know if it's what state the platform's in. We should probably move the build pipeline for the platform to not run on the platform.
I think I just have to edit the workflow. I think I just remove that. Once it runs on.
We did have our own runners at one point, but they were Nomad jobs, and Nomad I don't think is in the happiest state right now. I don't know if we ever redeployed them after one of the rebuilds either. It's been a while since we built Packer images.
Yeah, when I was saying about we had runners, we did. I just need what the use on block needs to be.
Yeah, and just see if I can get.
Runs on Ubuntu latest. One of the things I would like to do when our platform is stable, at some point when our platform's stable, there's still a lot we want to do, is go through and actually see what like Ansible tests are like. Because really we could be pushing our Ansible code, it could be running tests against it, we can be kind of seeing what happens.
The only testing that I've ever seen done for Ansible was inspec, which wasn't really an Ansible testing tool, but it essentially it used a very similar format for it, and it would essentially just go and validate that what Ansible had done had happened.
I mean, within Ansible, there is, within like the components, there is a test folder or tests folder.
Yeah, you can dry run as well. That's the other.
Dry run never works. And my Ansible requires too much stuff to already exist. So it didn't work, unsurprisingly.
Wonder what it wasn't how to be out. Packer validate.
Maybe I should actually like run some Packer code locally.
Potentially. Having the requirements file for Packer probably helps.
What's the error?
That control plane requirements Galaxy file doesn't exist.
Oh. Yeah, there should be a / there. There's no world which Packer. I have Packer on this machine. Nope.
It reminds me that I've been debugging some code that I essentially wrote a month ago, but couldn't run because none of the networking was set up for it. And I'm now finding all of the spelling mistakes and like variable like mismatches that slip through the linter and stuff like that just before Christmas.
Perfect. As long as the build test loop is quick, then it's fine. It's when the build test loop is like half an hour is when it's like, oh, what am I doing?
Yeah, I had a place where I think the build test loop was I could run a code once. If it failed, reach out to another team, ask them to wipe and rebuild everything, and then 2 hours later it would finish the rebuild. I can hit go again, get 5 minutes of a run, and
that is a problem with Ansible. Is if it doesn't work, good luck. Definitely if you're dealing with PAM, if you want to mess with the access to the machine, things get real janky. Oh, there was an error about something. Starting with Packer.
This recommends loops at top level.
Build block level HC Packer registry are deprecated. So it looks like we need to change the way we're talking to the registry.
I wonder if they've updated it to allow non-GitHub addresses.
Maybe. We'll never know.
Well,
until the client needs it again.
It's in the code base. Could go have a look. It's hard coded in.
The issue this is complaining at is it looks like this is now needs to be top level instead of inside the build block.
That kind of makes sense. Are we just using the latest version of Packer?
I don't know. Yes. Oh no, and product version.
Oh,
latest. Oh no, that's product version. This is Packer product version. I don't know.
Packer.
I assume this Packer product version. Well, it's only going to be set up Packer, but I assume it would be this one. So I don't know if that's a typo, in which case we're probably using latest.
For stuff, for build tools and stuff that aren't, for stuff like this, so that each build should be considered kind of a one-off event. It either works or it doesn't. You throw the result away. Having that run on latest, I don't think's a big deal. Kind of fail forward there. It's not just tear down prod.
It means if you have a prod issue that needs to be fixed now, as your pipeline is force updated to a version that breaks your pipeline, that's when issues happen.
My argument there is you shouldn't be fixing a prod issue by building a new image for your server. You should be rolling back.
Oh yeah. I know why we're using the runner. That's a that's a private IP that it's trying to hit.
Oh, do we need to set up tunnels?
Or just open up our networking slightly.
Could we? I guess we don't need to build these in our main network, though. These can be built wherever.
Anyway.
We're not pulling anything sensitive as part of this build.
I mean, our main network has public IPs. All our servers have public IPs now.
Yeah.
Right.
I'd be tempted just to set up. I guess I prefer to set up just a build network area. I don't know if it costs us anything to spin one up. Potentially even do it in the Packer pipeline.
I don't think VPCs cost anything. I mean, you could do the thing where you run Terraform to spin up your build networking, run Packer, run Terraform destroy to tear down your build networking.
Yeah.
Make it very ephemeral. I'm just going to see if... Okay, the way we've built it, we do have an external IP now. So we just need to change Packer to be using the external IP, not the internal IP. I don't know how we do that.
I don't remember how we specified it's using an internal IP or a default. I thought we would have defaulted the public one.
Subnetwork. Use internal IP. False. Let me just make sure that things have killed themselves.
The cleanup script should get any danglers.
Do you think I should just kill this?
Oh, kill the job. I was saying the cleanup script will get. You can just kill the job. I think the cleanup script will get the VM that may or may not that exists now.
Oh yeah, deleting instance. Cool.
Oh, it's nice it exits gracefully.
Oh yeah, and there's even like post steps you can do. At some point I need to look at if I can build my own post steps. Okay, that has killed the box. Good. So now in here, get status, get that. There's definitely a level of like, it is cool to use internal IPs for everything, but using internal IPs when you're not all on the same network just makes things so much harder.
I don't know if there's a way we could, I guess.
Well, you have to tunnel the networks, but how do you tunnel to GCP when nothing's connected yet?
You end up with quite a few, I guess, sort of long-lived endpoints for tunneling to.
Yeah. But then how could we spin up and manage that with Packer if it's
that's kind of your outside of Packer, that's your day zero stuff. That is maybe a bash script.
Granted, actually main server spun up the Cloudflare tunnel, and that was just a one-line bash script. And actually having a runner on that box as well would be a two-line bash script.
You build your worm that just finds any servers in your networks and turns them into Nomad nodes. It does sound like quite a fun thing to do. I'd be intrigued to see it, but I'd be terrified that I'd build it in a way that it escaped.
Well, just something that all it did is find a server, find an open server, install Nomad, find
Connect it
connect it to your server, and move on.
Yeah. If you got it to work and you could set it so you could define boundaries in it, it'd be great for setting up data centers. You just essentially turn up with a USB stick or something, plug it into one of the servers and just wait. Don't tell any of the other data center guys.
I mean, it'd be so easy to do. Well, the Nomad install would be so easy because it's just a binary file and a text file.
I wonder how much you could. It's one of the things. Like, I wonder if you could go and strip it out so the worm could carry the binary.
Oh yeah. I don't know if this is working.
I don't know. We have public IPs. That doesn't necessarily mean the networking is open to the port.
That is true.
It's been a long time. I think we set up the kind of Google networking stuff at the very beginning, and I haven't really touched it that much since.
It's one of those things where internally we were using tunneling, so internally could be quite.
Yeah.
I mean, we have the Nomad client tag for some reason. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to give it a tag that gives it SSH access, aren't we?
I imagine we can get Packer to tag it and just get it to be.
Oh yeah, there's tag
it as a Packer build.
Oh, we've got 10 minutes left. I was thinking about just getting it to work.
Yeah, there's a quick way to get it to work.
Firewall, we have server debug is 22.
But yeah, so we should set up a Packer build tag that just deploys it to a place that Packer can access it.
Well, it should be Pack. Yeah, Pack. It's got Pack on 22 and only accessible from the GitHub IPs. Because GitHub will list the IPs that runners run on.
Yeah.
So
good old side arrangers.
Yep.
I found a new GitLab extension or a bot that it checks your PRs to make sure all of your commit messages are correctly set up to be chore, feat, fix.
I am pretty good at that. Since I started work and I was like, I like this. This is something that I'm going to force myself to do. I have been pretty good at keeping on top of it.
I think sometimes I use one which isn't a standard. Like occasionally use debug because some of the stuff I'm pushing to Git is just the debug stuff. It's kind of, sometimes I'll use chore for that though. It's very...
But you go, they all have to be one of the semantic commits and they have to be unique.
Yeah.
I think that's the big one that will keep people, that will mess with people a lot, is you have to be unique. It has to be unique. Because I think a lot of people just use the same commit if they're banging their head against things.
I definitely am guilty of that for certain things. When there's linters and I've got working code and I've tested it locally, I know it works. I push it and goes, you need to fix these linting things. My commit message will be chore formatting.
Yeah. Though I have definitely a few times had to look through hundreds of lines of commits to work out which commit likely made a change. So I definitely understand the benefit of useful commit messages.
I remember some
It's running. Damn, it failed.
And some of one of my earlier clients, and there was something that just wasn't working. Everything had to be merged to get it to run. And you can just see in the commit message is the slow sort of descent into insanity.
Yeah.
It's getting more and more frustrated. Things aren't working.
I think I misspelled. Either misspelled vol or didn't push up the code.
That's fair. It's normally one of those, see.
I have pushed up code. That one. That's complaining. I have misspelled CA management. Oh, it's because it's hyphenated. You can't. Oops. You can't have hyphens in this name.
It does has to be underscored, or is that not allowed as well?
I think underscore's fine. I think it's just hyphens. But what's really annoying is I think non-collections can be hyphened. Collections can't. And I have spent a long time having that as issues. Though it's funny because of how painful all of this stuff is. The amount of times I just give up any formatting between words.
No spaces, no casing, no separators.
Because they're always wrong. I've used systems, definitely when you're using like Terraform, Kubernetes, AWS, where none of them are valid. Like they all interlap, so you can't call things and have any separating between the words. It's just.
I remember a funny one when I was messing around with Acre and I was doing a demo because it could inject secrets into things, but I put I think $ into my secret and it injected it into a Jenkins script at the time, which then interpolated it as a variable. Which broke everything, and the person doing the workshop was like, why isn't this working? It never breaks. And so it took a good 15 minutes to figure out what was going on.
It's a nice attack into an Ansible script.
I think it was into a Jenkins script. Someone was explaining to me all the vulnerabilities in Jenkins, and there's quite a list.
The list goes on and on. I am shocked how many people actually try and scan all the vulnerabilities. As I currently work for a company that has a public website, just the amount of firewall hits that you can see, old PHP vulnerabilities and all that sort of stuff, where they're just looking for the old unsecure website.
Yeah, we were doing something and we were tracking it. And I think it was a lab environment that was spun up to do a demo, and we were running, it was kind of a week workshop. On day 3 or 4, we saw a lot of traffic hit the servers just trying to hit port 22 to see if we get into any of them.
Yeah, that's why even when you're messing around on a server that no one should have knowledge of, it's worth taking care of security. No. I have too many windows open now.
You're saying we're not going to start a bug bounty program or a capture the flag anytime soon?
If we can do it in a way that means someone can't ramp up our cloud builds, sure. I think if we keep streaming what we're doing, having bug bounties on our platform would be quite fun. Going if you find a vulnerability, tell us. Obviously, don't break things, and we'll make content out of it. Though I always wanted to, in the company we work for, when we're spinning up our platform, put a secret inside Vault and tell people I'll give you 100 quid if you get access to it.
My bet would be social engineering would win that before hacking. But it would be quite fun to do.
Same issue. This wasn't the issue I thought it was. But yeah, definitely the way our access works, you can get access by raising a Jira ticket. So if that Jira ticket would give you enough access to like have full admin of an AWS account, so it's could you build Vault in a way that having full access to AWS accounts doesn't give you access to the secrets? It's stuff like that. Would be interesting.
Building in hostile environments.
Yeah. I don't know what I've done wrong.
Just complaining about why doesn't like that DCO CA management. What's the requirements pulling? Is it if you push to main and is the requirements pulling main? I don't know if we. Yeah. Okay.
Let me just check the other part of that statement. Just give me 1 second. Though it may be worth calling Airstream and debugging it.
We can set up our nice tags, our separated network area.
I mean, it's there.
Yeah, I'm happy to call it here. We've kind of set the base. I think this is probably just something's not happy in one of the Ansible files somewhere, and it'll just take a little bit of like linting and going through to find it.
Yeah, probably running Ansible locally to prove that it works.
Yeah, cool. So thank you for watching it. You found it? Do I need to flick back to your screen to show you? Yeah, .bar. I just hit the big button. I need to go find. I've been messing around with our streaming setup and had some faff earlier, so it's a little bit more involved to do. But yeah, do you want to highlight the bits that was missing?
Yeah, I missed the bit where you tell it which collection to actually pull the value from. It's been too long since I've messed with this level of Ansible.
I think if you're developing roles locally, you can just call directly.
But you wouldn't need DCO.
Yeah.
I did half of it, but
halfway between.
Cool. Anyway, now we can call it stream. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Thank you for watching, everyone. We should be back to a regular schedule now. Kind of the holiday season has ended to an extent, so keep an eye on us on Twitch and follow us on Twitch to catch the streams. And for those of you catching up on YouTube, if you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell, you'll get notified when we release new content. Until next time, bye.
Bye.